Good morning and welcome to this class by the sea. All right, let's get started. The day at the beach. We're going to start with a variation of Yujai breathing. So let's sit up nice and tall. Wriggle the sitting bones down. Take a deep breath and roll the shoulders up, down, and back. So Yujai breathing, as we usually practice it, is in through the nose and out through the nose. Today, we're going to do a combination of Yujai breathing and cleansing breath. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we're going to create that ocean sound in the back of our throat. So we're breathing in and then breathing out with the mouth open like we're fogging a mirror. Keep the breath even on the in and out. And if you can, begin to lengthen the inhale and the exhale. And let the practice go and notice how you feel. You may find that the breath is deep, the body is still, the mind is spacious like an ocean. Let's begin to draw a little figure eights with the nose. And you can softly gaze at the tip of your nose while you're doing this. And let's go back the other way. And back to center. And bring one hand to the forehead like you're looking out. And look as far away as you can, looking out over the ocean. Big open eyes. Shading them. As you look out at the sea. And then let's look up at the sky and see the birds flying overhead. And then look to the left and see what's there. And look to the right and see what's there. And then look down, maybe there's a seashell down there or a sand crab or something to look at. And then close your eyes and relax. Let's bring our other hand up to shade our eyes and look out, big open eyes as far away as you can see, scanning the horizon, but you're not scanning it, you're just looking straight ahead. It's big open eyes at the horizon, looking out as far as you can. And then release the hands and look up and look at the birds, so the clouds flying overhead. And then look to the right as far as you can, just with your eyes. And look to the left as far as you can. And look down, see what's in the sand right at your feet. And then look at the tip of your nose. And then close your eyes and relax. You can bring your hands together. And cup them over the eyes. And release. And there's so much to see at the beach. Let's rotate the head. See what's all the way around in this direction. Maybe there's a boardwalk, Ferris wheel, who knows? And look around the other direction. Maybe there's a beauty pageant or a lifeguard. And one more time, slowly looking around in all directions. And back the other way. And back to center. And let's relax the ear to one side. Just walk your hand around behind you, pressing your fingertips into the floor. Inhale up and let the ear come the other way. Walk your hands around behind you. Press your fingers into the floor. And inhale back to center. Let's roll those shoulders. And roll them back the other way. And let's go for a swim. Let's reach one arm up and over, and pull the other elbow back and reach up and over. Actually, just circle rather than pulling the elbow back. Let's just circle it. So we're doing a bad version of our crawl. Michael Phelps will win and we'll be lagging behind, but that's okay. Just doing a nice little swim. And let's do a backstroke. Oh, doesn't that feel good? And down. Let's give ourselves a big hug. This time I like to do the grabbing the rib cage and just because it feels so good to be out on the beach. Just feeling the love. And then notice which arm is on top. Swing your hands around behind you. You can grab elbows or come into yoga mudra. And let's bring the other arm in on top. Give yourself a hug. Just a little rocking hug. And then with the opposite thumb in front, come to yoga mudra. Whichever way feels weird to you. And release. And let's do a little side to side. Just reaching up and over. Maybe stretch a little bit further each time. Let's bring the hands to the floor and back, and we'll widen the legs. And we'll just windshield wipe the knees. And look, I see a pool of dolphins. So bringing the knees to one side, let's frame the knees. Inhale, lift up, exhale. Diving into the waves. Inhale, lifting the head and chest and coming back up. Exhaling down with a long spine, rounding over that leg. And then stretching out, coming up with a little bit of a back arc as you lift up. So it's kind of like cat and dog, a little bit rounding the spine over. Inhale, lengthening and coming up. Coming down nice and long and then curling in. Inhaling, stretching up, pressing down into the fingertips to help you lift. And one more time, let's stretch over. And inhale up. Let's flip the legs over. Bring the hands to frame the legs. Sitting up nice and tall as you face your knee. Lift the chest and exhale. Reach over that leg and then curl down. Inhale, lengthen and lift up as if you're being pulled up by your chest. Big stretch up, exhale, long over the leg. Round down. Inhale, lift. Nice deep breaths of sea air. Exhaling over. Inhale, lift. Last one, lengthen over. And come on up. And let's flip the knees back the other way. And we'll walk around, lifting the hip and stretching up, looking over your shoulder. Maybe you can find your foot back there. If you want to go further, you can come down onto your elbows. Turning your head away from your knees, towards your feet. Come all the way down. You can stretch your top leg and top arm. Spinning your belly towards the floor. Spinning your rib cage away from your bent knee. Lovely deep breaths. And if you'd like to continue breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as we hold poses with your Yujai and falling out breaths. Inhale back up. And we'll flip sides. Wow, notice how the two sides of your body feel. So again, when you're holding a pose, if you'd like to do your Yujai breathing in and you're falling out, breath out, you're welcome to do that. Let's lift the hip, walk around, look over your shoulder. See if you can find your foot. It's okay if you can't. And you can stay here or come down onto your elbows. Or come all the way down. Head turns away from the knees. You can take that top leg and top arm and stretch them out. And move into your Yujai and falling out breath if you like. And inhale back up. And come into butterfly. And did you just notice if you were doing the breathing, it felt like you were riding the waves of a gentle sea. And let's warm up our legs a little bit more. So feet flat on the floor, hands to the floor behind you. We're going to lift those hips. And exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Last one, we'll lift and hold. Draw the back of your thighs in. Draw the belly up. Head can be forward or back. Whatever feels best to you. And then we'll slowly come down. And let's bring the hands behind the legs and roll the shoulders back because we're going to do boat. Because of course we're on the water. Again, if this doesn't work, you can keep your hands on the floor, hold your legs, lift your feet up, or release your arms, supporting with your core, feeling my hand behind your heart, lifting your chest. And while you're here, just point and flex the feet. And circle the ankles. If you get tired, put your hands on the floor, please. And circle the other way. And let's bring the hands back to the knees, bring the feet to the floor. And we'll come back to our butterfly. Let's butterfly one more time. And let's come up to standing. You can come through a downward facing dog or through a lunge or whatever way works for you. Finding Tadasana. Let's take a few breaths here. Bring the hands to the heart. And let's do some lovely sun-shining breaths. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Looking out over the ocean, honoring the sunshine. One more. Let's turn that into a sun salute. Starting at the top of your mat. We'll start with the right leg. We're at the beach after all. Have you ever done a sun salute on the beach? I have. Inhale, lift. Exhale, nose to knees. Send that right leg back into a lunge. Nice big stretch. And then lower that knee down. Inhale up into a warrior one. You can look forward or arc back. If you need to keep your hands on your knee, please do that. And then come on down, hands to the floor. Lift that back knee, high lunge. Let's press back into downward facing dog. We'll make this an easy variation. We'll just walk forward. After all, it's summertime and the living is easy, right? We don't need to get too intense with our practice today. Inhale. Let's reach back. Hands apart. We'll do the other side. Deep breaths. And fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step your left leg back into a lunge. Stretching from knee to knee. And then we'll lower that knee. You can point your toes. Inhaling up into a warrior one. Arms can be parallel or steeple. Can look forward or arc back. Opening in your hips. Inhale back down. Lift that back leg. Press back into downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And we'll walk ourselves forward, stretch over the legs. And inhale. Let's take a nice back bend here. And let's step out to a nice wide 5-pointed star. Starfish, right? There you are, starfish. And let's rotate the toes to the right and reach out over that leg. Coming into Trikonasana and feeling like a sail in the wind. So instead of triangle pose today, this is sailboat pose. There should be a little sense of the wind at your back and you're arcing just very slightly. Lovely sense of opening in all directions as you feel the wind. Feel like a wonderful sailboat skimming along the surface of the ocean. Strong legs pulling the mat apart. Kneecaps lifted and thighs engaged. And let's close that sail down and turn towards that top leg. If you need to switch the angle of your back foot, go right ahead. Hands can be on your knee or shin or the floor. If you need to put a little bend in that front knee, go right ahead and do that. And we'll inhale, slide our way back up. And we'll come back to starfish. Enjoying the sound of your breath. You can Yujai breath through the whole practice, with or without the falling out breath. Feeling the whole body riding the waves of your breath. And let's turn the toes the other way, hips and shoulders facing front. Let's reach out over that leg. Remember to press into the ball of the big toe and have just the slightest bit of a bend in that knee, like 1/4 of an inch. And then windmill. And instead of triangle today, we're calling this sailboat. Spin your rib cage towards the ceiling. Look up at your hand, celebrating the sun and the surf. Lift your lower abdomen, pulling your belly in and up, and pointing your tailbone down towards your back heel. And let's close our sail. Bring that arm down and spin your body towards your front leg. If you need to reposition your back leg, go ahead and do that. Then you can hold on to your leg or the floor. If you need to put a little bend in your knee, please honor your body. If you're super flexible, you can walk your hands back towards your back foot. Let's bring the hands to the legs and slowly come up. And back into Tadasana. I'm sorry, into starfish first. And back into Tadasana. Let's grab our strap for a balancing pose. So in Tadasana, we'll put the strap under the ball of, let's say, the left foot. Hold on to the strap. Shift your weight to your right foot. Pressing out through the heel. Begin to lift the leg. It's okay if you fall out, it just means you're challenging yourself. Different dynamic with and without the strap. So if you're used to doing it one way, I'm used to doing it without the strap. So you have to learn a whole new way of standing, whole new balance. Good job. All right, so let's recoup. And then again, we'll lift that leg as much as you like. We're going to open one arm out and then open the leg out to the side. Begin to lift it there. And down. One more. When you're ready, finding your balance. Let's just bring that leg up a little bit and bring the leg across. Hand on the opposite hand on the strap and the leg coming across the body. We'll do the same thing on the floor. So if you're having challenge here, it'll be a lot easier later. Whew. All right, good job. Let's rub it out. We'll do the other side. Good, let's put the strap under the ball of your right foot. Find Tadasana, find your drishti. Shift your weight over to your left. Begin to lift that foot. Pulling against the strap with both hands. Shoulders and face relaxed. And down, good job. Okay. So this time we'll take the strap in the right hand. Turn the toes out. Reaching out with the left arm, begin to raise that leg out to the side. Nice going, and down. One more. Change hands. Let's reach out. Bring the leg across. And down. I just feel like my thighs want a little rub after that, a little bend in my knees. Very nice. Okay, we'll come back to the strap, but for now, let's come down onto our bellies, having the strap nearby for when we need it again. We'll take a few breaths here. You know, that time you just want to lie on the beach and let the sun warm you and relax your muscles. And let's do a little, I think it feels like swimming here. And bring our hands into Sphinx position. Inhale, lift the head and chest. We're just going to ride the waves, inhaling up and exhaling down. And remember, if it doesn't feel good to you to come up off your elbows, because you want to be lifting the chest, not the shoulders, then you're welcome to just stay in Sphinx pose. One more time, riding the waves. And heels out, cheek to the other side. Let's bring one arm forward as if we're just going to swim here. Inhale, lifting the opposite arm and leg, gliding through the water. Maybe you're surfing on your belly or on your surfboard here. Again, this might be a fun time to do the Yujai breath with the falling out breath. So riding the waves of your breath. And come down, cheek to the other side, palms up, heels out. And let's go swimming on the other side. Bring one arm alongside you, one arm in front of you. Inhale, opposite arm and leg, come up off the floor. Surfing that wave. And down. Cheek to the other side, palms up, heels out, surrender. And let's go all the way into Crocodile Pose. And while we're here, let's go into half frog pose. I don't know, are there sand frogs? Let's come up onto our forearms. We'll take one leg and bend it at a right angle. We're pressing that hip down into the earth, pressing out through the knee. Everything's at a right angle, from hip to knee to ankle to foot. Let's roll the shoulders back and look up past your eyebrows. Again, maybe watching those birds overhead. As you gently open your hip joint, open your chest. If Sphinx isn't working for you, you could just lie down with your head away from your knee. And let's bring that leg in. Ooh, we'll shimmy the hips, notice the difference. And we'll come back into our Sphinx pose and bring the other leg out at a right angle. Pressing that hip down into the earth. Nice, lovely passive hip opener. Then you can stay in Sphinx or come down onto your elbows, head on your hands, down onto your forearms. I don't know how to say it, like this. If you're in Sphinx, looking up past your eyebrows. And down. And let's press back into child and continue just relaxing at the beach here. And with your Yujai and pulling out breaths if that feels good to you. Let's come find a comfortable seat and grab our strap. So however you want to sit, floor, chair, thunderbolt, Sukhasana. Let's do some arm work. Let's grab the strap about knee distance apart. Inhale, pulling that strap apart, shoulders down, side ribs lifted, and bring your arms behind you. Find the right distance. Maybe it needs to be a little wider. Squeezing the shoulder blades and broadening the chest. And maybe you can bring that all the way down behind you. Wow. That's an intense shoulder movement, so be careful. Reaching back and up. And bringing the arms all the way down in front. Pulling the strap as you reach up and back. And maybe you need to widen it, whatever works for you. And reaching up and over. Last one, reaching up and back. And up and over. Relax for a moment. Let's reach those arms back up and pull one arm behind your head, the other arm behind your back as much as possible. Lifting through the side ribs, drawing the belly in and up, shoulders reaching towards each other and down your back. And let's switch sides. So one arm up, one arm down, pulling behind you as far as you can go. Riding the sound of your breath. And back to center. And we're going to lift weights, pulling the strap behind our head as we bend our elbows and stretch up. I think I want a little closer for that one. Pulling the strap so that my elbows can come to goddess position. There we go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, she's lifting a 200-pound weight. See the strong lady at the sideshow on the boardwalk. I don't know, is 200 too little? It needs to be more. One more. And down and rest. If you want to switch legs just to create a little more balance, go right ahead and do that. And let's reach one arm up. Bring the other arm around behind you. Bend your elbow and walk your hands towards each other on the strap. Shoulders down. Deep breaths. Riding the waves of your Yujai breath, with or without falling outward. And let's release, and we'll bring the other arm up overhead, holding the strap, and then swing your opposite arm around behind you. Bend your elbow, grab hold of the strap with the opposite hand, and walk your hands towards each other. Shoulders down, elbows back. Riding the waves of your breath. And release and just take it in. And let's make some little hip circles, just like we're looking out over the side of a boat or the edge of the boardwalk, just wanting to see everything that's going on. And what I notice I'm doing as I circle is I'm lengthening the side of my neck. And let's circle the other way. So I'm lengthening the side of the neck here. And lengthening the side of the neck here. If that works for you, if that feels like something you'd like to do. And back to center. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the attraction you've all been waiting for. Let's grab our straps and lie down on our back. And we can work our way down in our boat position again. And down 1, and 2, and 3, and surrender. Bring one knee in and give it a hug. Nice long line through the other leg. Switch legs, flattening your back against the floor. And then let's bring the first leg in and wrap the middle of the strap behind the ball of the foot. And we'll stretch that leg. And again, this might be your length, or this might be whatever works for you. Whatever is your best pose. Feeling a stretch in the back of your leg. So if you're coming to the point where you're bending your knee, you've come too far. So maybe that's your edge, that's fine. Find whatever your edge is. Make sure you're not tensing through your shoulders and your neck. Just pressing those elbows back, shoulders back, pulling lightly on the strap to give a little extra stretch to the leg, and pressing out through the opposite leg, through the heel. Breathing your Yujai breath and riding the ocean waves. And you can ride those waves by pulling on the exhale and releasing on the inhale. Perhaps going a little further each time. And you notice my knee is not locked. There's just, again, room for energy to move through the knee, but it's not a bend. That would be a locked knee. That's a soft knee. Very subtle. Okay, let's rotate the hip socket, turning the toes towards the midline. Changing hands on the strap. We'll reach one arm out. We'll bring the other leg across the body. We're staying on our backs here. It's not a spinal twist, it's a stretch to the outside of the leg. Taking your time opening that leg, stretching over. Yeah, your hip will come up maybe an inch. But again, it's not, you're not twisting onto your other leg. Staying on your back. Okay, when you've gotten as far as feels good to you, we're going to inhale and exhale and ride those waves of breath. Exhaling, pull, and inhale and release. And you may notice the leg can come closer to the floor with each repetition. or not. Inhale back to center, change hands on your strap, reach out, rotate from the hip, the toes turn outward, and we'll open that leg as far as we can, keeping this hip on the floor. You can put your hand here. Another option to keep that hip down. So you have to keep pressing this hip back because the tendency will be to roll off it. Okay, when you've come to wherever feels right for you, we can move with the breath, riding those waves, exhaling and inhaling. And come on back to center. And release that leg back. Release the strap, bring the other knee in, give it a hug, and place the strap around the ball of your foot. Stretch that leg up, reach out through the other leg. Again, if this is your position, that's perfectly acceptable. You want to stay with a long leg, no bend in the knee. So find your edge. Relax your shoulders and your face. And when you're ready, you can ride the waves of breath, exhaling and inhaling. Last one. And we'll rotate from the hip socket, bring the strap into the opposite hand, reach your arm out, and begin to bring that leg across your body. Basically staying on your back. Again, this can come up a little bit, but you're not doing a spinal twist. And when you come to an edge that you like, you can begin to ride the waves of breath, exhaling, pull and inhaling, release. Remember, we're not pulling back towards the ceiling, we're parallel to the floor. Let's bring that leg back up to center. Change hands on the strap. Your other hand can be on your hip or out to the side. Rotating from the hip socket, the toes turn outward. And open this leg out. Keep pressing the other hip down. And when you found the place that you feel like you're ready to work it, exhaling and inhaling, riding the breath. Keep your awareness into your other hip. Keep pressing that into the floor. Inhale back to center. Slowly lower that leg down. Release the strap and come into Shavasana. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you like. When you're ready, begin to bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Gently move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. And then bring your feet flat on the floor and roll to one side, making a pillow with your arms. Lean forward and walk yourself around to a seated position. So I hope you had a joyful day at the beach. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.